It's pink. Then it's blue. Then it's pink. Then it's blue. Then it's pink. Then it's blue. There you are. Strange guitar. I'm going to get into this because I don't understand it. There's several little things that I don't understand about it. I can't tell you much about it at the moment, but we'll get into this and see. Under the studio lights, it doesn't look as pink and blue, but when you move it about, it does. Anyway, I think the first thing we have to do, and the only thing we have to do, is find out a little bit more about it. 2 humbuckers and a single coil. Those switches look too high. You can get your... So it looks like this is just sort of... I don't know what it is. It looks like it's a sort of a mishmash of things. But let's get inside it. I don't think it's wired. Is it wired? Oh, right. You're not letting me get you out. So that's a start. That's a start. Didn't say what kind of start it was, but it's a start of some sort. Oh, and there's bubbles down here. Ooh, what are all those bubbles? Bubbles, maybe bad paintwork. See them all down there? It's like it's got measles. Are they soft bubbles or hard bubbles? They're hard bubbles, so I think it's something wrong with the paintwork has gone wrong. Let's have a look in the inside. Oh, they're all wrong. It's got the measles. It's got diphtheria. It's got something. Oh, look at the back. It's got all the bubblies at the back. You can see. Look. Anyway, we'll see what that's all about if we can. Now, why are you not coming off? Neck off. Let's find out why. Neck. Is this a parts guitar? Is it something that's been put together by all sorts of parts? Let's see. Oh, tight. Neck looks like a Telecaster neck, but I don't think it is. But it looks like a Telecaster type neck. So what is this guitar? Besides being diseased, what is this guitar? Why didn't I use my electric? Why didn't I use my electric saw screwdriver for this? Let's just see what we got. I got a feeling we've got a parts master. Oh, give me my electric screwdriver. I'm too old to be screwing screws. I'm too old to be screwing. Right. Okay. Alright. Neck doesn't tell you anything. It sort of looks like a new neck, although it has been played but very lightly, but a very high gloss on it. Can you get the gloss on that? Yeah, you can. So let's turn this over and see what we got on the inside. Ooh, copper tape everywhere. What is this? I can't get this turned around. Oh right, I can. It's this sort of a pre-built, what do you call it? When you have a pre-built, one of the screws missing. When you buy them pre-built. Now, it's a good attempt at trying to shield the inside, but unfortunately noises don't just go sideways, so it's all shielded around the inside. So I think I know a better, it's a sort of a parts guitar. It's put all sorts of parts put together. I don't know what it is, but I don't think it is anything. We'll never know. C22 on the neck. C22 yourself. So I'm just going to check the electrics now, make sure they're working. And if they're working, this soldering doesn't look that great. Yeah, they're crossed over each other. And if they're working, I'm just going to make sure that this doesn't come apart or anything like that there, and put it all back together and get it playing. Right, so let's plug it in. Let's plug a wee bugger in. Plug it. There we go. Right, what do we got? Give us a noise. I can't see. That's it. Silent. Right, okay. Am I do hear some noises. I do hear some noises. Middle pickup. Front humbucker. Right, okay. Right, okay. All I think needs to be done is to see the height of the pots. How can you see the height? Oh yeah, I can see it there, can you? Look how high they are off the board. Just needs some adjustment done there. And hopefully that doesn't wreck anything. 2 humbuckers. Well, I think it should be okay. You can see where the other previous whatever pick guard was on this, but this is a different pick guard altogether. So it's looking all right. I suppose whilst this is off, I should take these off, and that's not a tone, is it? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Right, those are both tone, and that's volume. Right, okay. 1 2 1 2. Right. Hello. I don't know why. It's late. It's 9:45 at night. I was editing this video and I discovered I didn't press the button. But the bit you missed was when I tried to put the pick guard and stuff back on the guitar. All the wood on the inside was in the wrong place for this twin humbucker single pickup board. So I decided I'd have to take away a lot of the wood in the inside to make this pick guard fit. And that's the only thing you missed, is me prevaricating on what to do. And eventually I decided to go, but I did press the button. I mustn't have pressed it too hard. It's tired. I'm late. Say good night. Bye-bye. Had to use my, what do you call them thing? Box, whatever that is. Because this did not fit this. So I had to take a little bit off there for the wiring. Then the screws were too deep, couldn't find shallower screws. And the pot had a lumps of solder, so I had to dig down there. Now, I'm just showing you that because you won't see that by the time I finished. And I'll show you the trick why you won't see it in a second. The state of this bench. Here's the little trick. It's not much of a little trick. It's just a hiding it trick. So that is it, just bluffed up, and this is water based, so I'm going to wash this off now, and then I'm going to just wipe up the edges, although there's not really a reason to do that, but good housekeeping. Good thing about matte paint is that gloss paint shows all the bumps because that's wet now, but when it's dry it won't show any of the bumps and it'll be fine. Be fine. Okay, later boys and girls. Just before I take a break to let that dry, I thought I'd let you see just how messy the bench can get. And that's not even part of it. You only see to there, and you only see to there. There's more pots and everything all around it. So that's going to be all tidied up by the time we come back. Let me check the neck straightness. Fortunately, off the neck, it's just a bit tight. Needs to be loosened a fraction. And we'll just do that, just loosen it. Oh, did I say it was a bit tight? It is a bit tight. Ooh. Wow. Oh, there's no movement in that at all. Whew. What does that mean to me? It means to me the truss rod's not working. I can't get that to move at all. And it needs to be adjusted. Although it will work. I don't think you can see it. It's just a fraction high in the center. But I would prefer to see the truss rod working. So what I'm going to do is pause this, and I'm going to try to clamp this down and force that truss nod to work. Force that truss nod to work. A pause. Now I've had to move my mouse mat, and I put those two clamps on very firmly. And I have the perfect, oh, Georgie girls, size screwdriver, and I'm going to. Oh, right, okay, so we got some loosening. Oh, that's okay. Right, okay, so now I can work away at the other bench because that loosened. All right. Right, I don't think we're out of the woods yet because I've loosened it off, but that overbow is still there. Underbow, overbow, whatever that is, yeah. Now, if I loosen this, that should come down, but it's not moving at all. And if I loosen it a lot, let me just see. I don't want to break it. Nothing. Well, I don't think there's anything. I'm going to give it another twist, maybe with the big screwdriver, the one I used to break it free. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll try again. Oh no, I won't try again. That's not going anywhere. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Because this at this end, loosey, righty-tighty. Right, okay, we're talking about a neck end guitar, and I always get these things wrong. So let me turn it the way it wants to turn to see what we're doing there. Tighten it up tight and see if it is affecting it in any form or fashion. Yes, it has made the overbow worse, so it needs to go that way. Right, loosey. That's as loose as it'll go, which is tight too because you have to loosen it. Right, so I hope that it will ease itself a bit because it's still slightly overbow. But I hope that the pressure of the strings and all will work. But imagine putting the adjustment for the truss rod in there. You got to take the neck off every time. Yap, don't I? Just one screw at the moment because that gives me lateral adjustment, and then I'm going to stop. Right, obviously that pickup's too high. But we'll see. We'll worry about that in a second. The more important thing is where the neck is, distance-wise. No, it's going to have to come that way. And I may have to be naughty and... Let me just see. If you put the ruler down the side of the neck, you'll see that it's coming to the middle of the intonator for the low E string. And if you put it down the other side, it's coming way over there. So the whole neck has to twist. So I may have to take off a little bit of this and twist it around and bring it all back down again. But not tonight, Josephine. Oh, there's a screw missing. Let me just put that in. Right, okay. But that's going to need a little bit of bluffing, but we'll worry about that later and I'll explain it to you later. So off comes the neck, and we need some room. We need some room for it to move about, both sides, because I'm hoping that there's enough room to move about. Yeah, okay, right, okay. Well, there's room there to move about, so that means that that screw hole is in the wrong place. So probably what I'll have to do is fill in all those screw holes. Those screw holes are in the wrong place, right? Because, look at that, it collapsed. Well, it's going to have to come out anyway because it's too high. And that neck actually may be too... It may need a shim in it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But there's room to maneuver there now to get that straight. So the screw hole's in the wrong place there. So we will have to do something with either that or the neck screw hole. All right, pause. Now I'm going to take this guitar outside and shave a bit off the neck. But we have a measurement of 32 centimeters plus 2.5, whatever those little things are. And then 32 centimeters plus 2.5 would be, sorry, let me just go down there. 32 plus 2.5 would be there. So we have, I want it to be there. So if you look at there, you'll see how much I'm going to take off the neck. Okay, so I'm going to mark that up and take it off the neck and then come back to you when it's done. Well, you didn't miss a lot. You missed the fact that I didn't cut the neck, because I can't cut the neck, because it's one of those ones where there's no truss rod at the top, but the truss rod's at the bottom. So I can't cut there, because the truss rod would still stick through. And I thought, well, perhaps I could drill a hole in it to let this truss rod sit inside it. But I decided, no, I'm not going to do that. Right, also what you didn't miss was, there was a screw missing there. There's still a screw missing there, which I will fill in, but that's not a big problem. So I took the plate off again and put a little piece of wood up there to get the screw in. But when I was doing that, I noticed that this was not moving up and down, so the plastic on the humbucker at the back where it screws into is broken. So I had to put another piece of plastic onto that and try to glue it together, which wasn't successful, but it's holding. Now I discover I've got everything back together. One of the wires came off, so you missed all this lovely stuff. So I soldered the wire back on again. And then when I put the neck on, it's going to go back on, I discover that it's far too low and it's going to need a shim to get past the pickups, give any sort of decent height. So that's what I'm going to do next. There's 2 screws missing and I had to use 2 of my own screws, which are slightly thinner. So it's going to be a toothpick job. I'm going to use a toothpick job at the front. But there's no point in you seeing all that, because I'm going to shove toothpicks down there with some glue. And I'm going to put a shim in there. Boring stuff. And so I'll come back to you when I've done all that. Right, bloody hell, right. Too many things are going wrong, so I'm going to stop. I managed to get that shim in there. But I'm so glad I didn't do it on camera, because what I did the first time was I filled up the holes with matchsticks on this side of the wood instead of the neck, and then I had to take them all out again. Oh, such an idiot. Now I see there's one of the screws there, is a little bit loose, but there's too many things. I'm going to stop and get something to eat, I think. Maybe get my brain back to working again, get another screw for that. So that's it now. It's got a shim in it and it's sitting about right. And I have checked the neck on this before. How many times do you have to check a neck, Austin? Yeah, that's perfect. So it's not the right pick guard for the guitar, not the right neck for the guitar. But it's going to play well by the time I finish with it, guaranteed. It's not going to be the world's most expensive guitar, and I would probably tell the guy to sell it and get what he can for it, because it's not really worth a lot with all the machinations I did inside. Okay, all the excitement in this is good. I'm going to drill holes in this and speed it up. So here we go. Okay, now I'm going to put a nut on. Okay, as you see, I have got the nut in, and I'm going to just give these frets a polish. Suppose I need to check the level again, because I'm pretty sure I've checked it already, but at the same time, yes, the neck's perfectly straight. It's just that I forget from one guitar to the other, and I've said that a million times too, so let me just check the rocker to see how she's doing. That's pretty good. Very good. Excellent. Keep going that way. Good. The neck's good. Not going to worry about down there. So I'm going to just polish these now. Well, it's rare that I find something that makes my life easier, but I have discovered, well, maybe a lot of people discovered before me, but 00000 steel wool. And that is fantastic, because I don't need to use sandpaper anymore to do the frets. I can use 000 steel wool, and it brings the frets up in the most beautiful polish with very little effort. I don't think you can see it on the camera, but those are absolutely stunningly beautiful compared to, that's going to make my life a lot easier. I'm sure other luthiers use it, but I haven't seen it done before, but I'm sure they do. And it's so much easier. So much easier. And it just makes them shine, makes them pop out. And especially on a gloss neck like this, where using sandpaper can be risky. So I'm very, very pleased. Very, very pleased indeed. Just this little wipe. I think I'm going to use that for a lot of little things, this 000. The only down bit, the only bad bit of this is that for some reason Georgie girl likes it. And as soon as I opened the packet, she started to eat it. And that would be very bad for her. So I've had to lock it up in a drawer so that she doesn't get anywhere near it. Can you imagine her, little bitch, eating wire wool? Why on earth would she do that? Maybe the smell of it or something like that there. Little spoiled bitch she is. So, and I bought a new set of these guards for the frets. I bought actually several sets of them. I've been spending money like it's gone out of fashion. And to follow on from the story of my glasses, which I may have told in another video, but I've been having a lot of headaches, a lot of eye trouble, a lot of neck trouble too, but I do think it came down from my glasses. So I got my eyes tested and bought new glasses at £300, and I wasted my money because I gave the optician the wrong distance that I work from the computer, and so it's too short now, so I'm sitting far too close to the computer. My optician, I asked him how much it would cost to fix them, and he told me, yeah, it'll be fine, you'll get used to them. And I thought, I didn't like that answer, and I said in another email to him, I'm quite happy to pay if we have to go through the whole process again. And he said, nothing, I'm waiting a week now. So it looks like he's not interested, so I've asked for the prescription, because you're entitled to your prescription, your eyeglasses prescription, and I'll take that to another optician and get my glasses changed to the ones that are correct. I thought, but no. The opticians say, no, if you want to adjust your glasses, we really need to go through the test again to get the right distance. We just can't add something to the prescription, and I can't understand that. So I'm going to have to go through the whole process again. The only thing is, I will be able to save the price of the frames, with of course a warning that you're taking glasses out of a frame and putting them back in again, and there's always a danger that something could happen. Well, I accept that, but there you go, £300 wasted. And so, and also very disappointed in the optician, just sort of not bothering coming back again. I don't know why. The only thing that made me suspicious when I first contacted the optician, they sort of said to me, you're that politician Austin Lennon, aren't you? And I said, yes, that's me. And so there was nothing more said about it. But maybe I'm adding 2 and 2 and getting 25. So that's those frets, lovely polished. I'll just take a video of the whole thing close up with my iPhone and let you see how nicely they have shone. Let me just see if you can see that there for the video. Oh, they look great on the video. They're steel frets, and that has made a lovely difference. Okay, so now I'm going to keep that steel wool until it's fallen apart. So the next thing I'm going to do is put the strings on it. Yep, that's all ready for the strings. It is indeed, and it's tight. This one I'm going to not block it, but I'm going to have it so tight that it'll hardly move, and I've tightened those down, it'll hardly move, so that's good. So rather than you suffering me putting the strings on it, it'll just magically reappear on your screen with strings, just like, let me just see if I can do this, oh, hold on, I've got the wrong light on over here, it's casting a shadow. So magically do it, just like, look, almost like magic, the strings are on, and they're going to have to come off again, because almost like magic, have a close look now at the bottom part. And I'll just put them straight on. Do you look at the E string, the low E string and the high E string. The neck needs to be twisted around that way because it's not in line with the plate that holds the intonators and everything. So I presume I could have done that and tested that before I put the strings on, but it doesn't matter too much because it won't be a hard fix to do, but you can see if I put that roller down it, you can see down there, if I look down the edge of the neck, it's at that screw, and if I look down the edge of that neck, it's at the edge of that intonator. So the whole thing's going to have to be twisted, which means I take off, well, I loosen the strings, loosen those, and see what I can do to twist it. I have a little bit of room, but how much room I don't know, but I'm going to soon find out. I may have to re-tighten, you know, the holes that I filled up with toothpicks and bamboo. I may have to redo them again. So I'm going to do that and come back to you. Another little job that I noticed too, which is not exciting. I'm going to have to bring that down a bit because it's too high. But let's have a look overall at the neck. Neck is looking pretty good overall. Okay. My desk, my workbench is an absolute tip at the moment. Everything is in the wrong place. But I'm just going to keep working on because I'm so far behind in things. I have 6 guitars, all in little bits, drying and painting and glossing, all sorts of things. So I've just got to keep going on, even if it is a tip. So I'm just going to go, I bought these, by the way, these new today, and these are much superior. They work better than those crappy things I bought earlier. They weren't that dear either. The only thing they don't have is pads on the end, but that's not a big deal. Anyway, back to reality. I'm tempted to buy another 8 of them, but we'll see. Going to get this in tune now, because I brought the head down, brought the nut down, and its action's good there. Have to bring these down as far as I can, but let's get it in tune first, and then I'll do that. So I'll probably skid through this because you don't want to hear me going bing 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 bing. Has turned out to be, oh, hold on, not finished yet. Gotta raise the pickups a bit. That's turned out to be a nicer guitar than I thought it would be, so I'm relatively happy. Yes. See how much difference that makes. So what happened there? What happened? Oh, the back pickup's not working. I'm gonna cry. It's working there. Or is that a feedback through the other? Oh, well. I knew you were going to do this to me. I knew it. So, this has to come off the pick guard. Which may mean that I have to take a neck off and the strings. Oh, mommy, give me, I want my mommy. I want my mommy. Probably something stupid I did. Probably something stupid I did. Right, I'm going to come back to you when I fix this, unless there's something interesting to show you when I find out what the fault is. Okay, stripped down just for your edification. And it's this white wire. Can you hear it? So So there's something broken in this white wire. So I'll get my soldering iron out and fix that. And then when you see me next time, we'll be back to where we were. Right, we're all back together again. And it's time that this baby was going home. So there's only a couple more little jobs to do. Small ones, I hope. And then I tidy up, because this place needs a good tidy up. There was the fault there, by the way. It was broken in there. So it just kept, or if it wasn't broken, it was shorting out against the earth. So that was the fault. So what I'm going to do now is probably ultra boring, but I'm going to stick some string trees on. I don't have any room. Right, I'm going to pause while I get some room. Right, I'm sort of semi-tidied around this area. The rest of the place is still a mess, but I'm going to fix that up once we've finished. All I'm going to do is put some string trees in, and those are just sitting on the strings at the moment. Just loosen the strings down so I don't put too much pressure on the strings and break one. That's the only reason I'm loosening it. I have several guitars on the go at once, and some need painted, some need glued, some need this and some need that. So it's all bitty at the moment, which is driving me nuts. But again, I'm falling behind on my video, because the videos are sitting there. There's about 6 or 8 videos to be edited. But I do think that the guitars are more important to get out than the videos. Unfortunately, sorry for anybody who's interested in watching them. Okay, I don't want to tighten that right down because I need to have some play on it. My next purchase will be a good set of, not expensive, well, a good set of screwdrivers that are magnetic, but not hugely expensive. Somebody's texting me. Who's texting me?
Ice Jim Lennon sent an image and said, photo.
That means I've got to stop, because he sent me a photograph of something that's going wrong at the hotels, and I must get on my computer and fix it. But that's a good timing, because I've just finished that and they're both just about right. Okay? Okay, that's that hotel problem sorted out. It only took a few minutes, and now I'm going to probably zip through this, because I'm going to get the guitar in tune, test the electrics again. We'll test the electrics now in front of you to make sure that it's all working, because I'll cry if it's not. So let's put the, that's just, but I screwed you back on again. Is there something wrong with the switch? Something crackling. Oh my goodness. And I tested you. All right, all off again. It had more than just a broken wire. Somebody who did it before has burnt the circuit board. So I'm going to have to try to, if I can keep this steady to let you see, my hands are shaking. I'm going to have to see if I can do something with that. I'll come back to you when I try. Eventually I had to bypass that because it was burnt to the board so much, so I scraped a little bit of the track there and soldered the wire, bypassing that. So it seems to be working. What is the lesson? So what is the lesson we learned here, boys and girls? The lesson is, give up luthier work and go and get a job on the buses. Well, there you go. I have spent at least another 2 hours on this, getting the string height really good. It is an excellent string height. I also brought down the knot a little bit more even after I fixed it, and I adjusted the intonation quite considerably. Now, I now like this guitar. Isn't that amazing? I just think it's a lovely little guitar. That's the back pickup. Let me put it in the middle. Now, you know I have my amplifier. I never use my amplifier with any tones or controls. It's just flat amplifier, so that's what you're hearing. And it's playing well. All the nice tones. Front and middle. Middle on its own. Middle back. And the back. I like the seventh chords. If I can only play them. I don't play very much, actually, and that's why my fingers don't. That's why my fingers are not, because I don't rehearse. So anyway, there you go. That's what it's like. What do we got? D7th. Beatles used that a lot. Taxman. The word. Say the word, you'll be free. Say the word and be like me. Say the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard? The word is love. It's so fine, sunshine. Say the word love. Yeah, well, my singer's not there, but I like the D7th chords. And the Beatles use them on a lot of things. All right, well, that's going home to Daddy now, and I hope my singing didn't make you boke, but it's actually looking very well. It's still not an expensive guitar, but it plays well, so I think you might get 60 to 70 pound for it. Maybe 80. It's got 2 humbuckers. But there you go. My favorite chord, let's see what it sounds like. Let's check the tuning.